morning, Miss Veronica Drake from veronicadrake.com.
Morning, peace.
We almost match.
I know. Look, this is as Christmas color as I get, like to red.
Okay, there we go. All right, we, in the spirit of Christmas, hopefully with Eric's help, we're going to find out as much as we can about Santa Claus.
Ooh.
You know, my kids, seeing as how we spent a lot of Christmases in Norway, we were so close to the North Pole that usually Santa made a special visit to the kids. So it was really awesome. And they have their own julenisse, which is like Santa Claus, basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Eric, I love you.
I love you too. He's all ready for Christmas. He's loving Christmas. He's talking up a storm to me.
We always make Christmas, and still do, a big deal. I mean, hay out there for the reindeer. I get hay for the reindeer, and cookies and milk and the whole bit. All right, so Eric, tell me what you know about Santa Claus.
He says that Santa Claus is a feeling, and Santa Claus is a feeling that lives in your heart. And that no matter how old you are, Santa Claus is real because it's a feeling you carry with you. He's also expressing to me, as he has been talking to me for a few hours this morning, about how much love that he felt in his family, and how even when he understood the human truth or the adult truth about Santa Claus, it didn't end anything for him because he still had that feeling in his heart.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, well, some of these questions are going to fall a little flat, but they're from the community, so we will honor those questions. Is Santa Claus the same person or spirit or feeling, whatever, as Nicholas of Myra? If not, who is that? I don't know. Myra.
So what I'm hearing, and I have the essence, the energy that is Santa Claus here with me, as well as Erik. And I go by many names, and I'm known in many different ways. And what else you should remember is that what Erik said is truth. I am but a feeling. And I am a feeling that is specific to each culture. I am an understanding that is specific to each culture. Doesn't matter what you call me, it matters how you sense me.
So are you, do you have consciousness?
Yes.
Are you a consciousness?
Yes.
So Nicholas of Myra may be one of the iterations of your consciousness?
Call it a persona.
Okay.
An understanding, call it an aspect of me. Just as the world knows you as Elisa, you could use any other name and you would still be the makeup that is Elisa.
Okay. So are you a feeling or an understanding that is sentient and self-aware?
Yes, I am alive.
Wow. Okay, where are you really from? This feeling, our collective creative mind a secret north area of our planet, or did you at certain point have a lifetime on Earth that had an impact on people, the folklore of a country, and then expanded all over the world, and then basically then became this feeling or understanding? And tell us about that.
So what you first need to understand, and I don't know that you can, there's not a human way to feel or look or be with my energy, because I've never, as a consciousness, as an energy, never stepped foot on your ground. However, the embodiment of me was put forward by people in specific cultures. So if you call me Saint Nick, who was a human, Saint Nick, Nicholas, I inspired his energy and he became a living part of me. I want to make sure I'm hearing this right. I have chill bumps.
Oh,
I'm going to cry too. I am the creator.
oh, wow.
I
So,
am. I am the essence of the whole. I am, and he keeps emphasizing the I am.
mm,
If you understand what the creator is, it's love, it's benevolence, it's giving, it's compassion, it's all of those things. This is one more way that the creator presents to humanity. It is specific to each culture, to each nation,
mm.
and you can only understand to the level that you were taught in your own culture.
All right. So when a kid enters middle school or whatever, well, finally Christina decided maybe there was no like humanish kind of Santa Claus when she was in 8th grade, because we were such great, oh, we stretched the truth in all sorts of ways. She told her friend, no, you're wrong, because I've seen them. We're close to the North Pole. But anyway, so in other words, you're this feeling, understanding, the sentient, self-aware entity has influenced certain humans like Nicholas of Myra, or maybe that's the same as Saint Nick, I don't know, but is never really fully incarnated in the physical body of a human, correct?
Correct. It's like this. Let me simplify it for you, he says. You know what a spirit guide is, right?
Yeah.
You know how a spirit guide influences, leads, connects to, inspires. Think of it like that.
Okay. All right. Why are you present in our culture and our lives only at Christmas? These are all questions from the community. What's the meaning of you pretty much uh, being present in our lives? I
So,
always tell the kids, hey, he's gone to Bermuda now, so don't be bugging him.
so Erik says that's a question you have to ask humanity.
Oh,
And then Santa says, that is not the only time that I am present, but it is the only time that humans have decided to share the feeling of Christmas with each other, which is sad.
I think we should have Christmas. I mean, it's true. People seem nicer. The energetic vibration of the collective seems higher to me. People
Yes.
are let you in traffic and things like that. Is that because of your influence, or because they've made up their minds? Well, they better be on the nice list instead of the naughty list, or it's Christmas, I better behave, etc.
Humans have associated a time frame, a very specific time frame, with this feeling of giving and being compassionate, and they have tied it to a time frame that fits what they, in their specific religion, if you will, or culture, has deemed to be the time frame
Okay.
that one gives, when in reality, if you understand what I truly stand for, always being open to giving and loving and offering up kindness, it should be all year round.
So this elevation of vibration around this time, is that humans creating that, or are you somehow influencing the energetic vibration as
Now,
well?
he said the best behavior for most humans is around the holiday of
Yeah.
Christmas.
Okay. All right. What do you think about the way you are pictured, especially in the Western culture? The good old man with long white hair and a beard and red and white outfit and dark boots, and diabetes type 2, it looks like, with metabolic syndrome. No, I'm kidding. I'm just talking about your rotund body. But all
He
right.
said that's specific to certain areas.
Yeah.
In other cultures, I might be a thin, bald African.
Yeah.
He said
Okay.
specific to cultures, I don't have one look.
All right. Why did this one culture create this image of you in that way? Red outfit, dark boots, long white beard.
You have to go way back way back to the beginning. And you have to understand that primitive man had some girth to them, had some facial hair to them,
Yeah. That's
right?
true. Yeah.
It became a whisper down the alley type evolution.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was this beautiful book written about me. 'Twas the night before Christmas.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I came out. I emerged as this jolly old man, right? In a
Yeah.
big, big way. And that became the symbolic image, the symbolism
Oh,
that
yeah.
Santa Claus.
Anything symbolic about or representative about the color red? Did it have to do with Jesus, or somebody asked Rudolph's nose?
Well, if you'd like to take it to the energetic level, the color red is representative of the root chakra, which is
Yeah.
family.
Oh,
Color red is indicative of fire, which fire helps transmute, change, clarify things, cleanse things, blend things. There's lots of reasons why red.
so not just those two, there are more.
More, yeah.
All right. Why ho, ho, ho? Where did that come from?
He says that Eric's laughing, by the way. Eric's making a joke. Ho, ho, ho.
Green
I don't need,
giant. That's what
I
I
don't
thought.
need to
Ho,
say
ho,
what
ho.
that is. He says it's what has again become whispered down the alley. It's
Okay.
just, did I really say ho, ho, ho? Maybe at some point, did I say ho, 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 as in I
Yeah.
was coughing, catching my breath? It's just become a signature phrase.
Okay. Can we call upon you not only for material gifts, but also for energy, spiritual, and healing gifts?
That's my true purpose. People, humans, some humans will say it's wrong to tell your kids there's a Santa Claus. It's a lie. It's not what you do. You don't start out lying to your children. I've heard this a lot. But the truth is, there's a way to talk about Santa Claus, me, in a way that will keep the legacy living. And that is to make me a feeling,
Yeah.
a feeling of giving from your heart. And that's truly what Santa Claus is. And so if you say to me, Santa Claus, I want a new car for Christmas, you
Yeah.
know, well, somebody will hear that and maybe they'll get you a new car. It's not going to mysteriously appear. Maybe your spouse is going to get it.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I am the inspiration and the motivation behind the spiritual energy that you need and ask for. If you need healing, ho, 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 Santa's got your healing.
Oh, that's awesome. So really, the children should understand that there, there is, you're not human, but because you're sentient, a thinking being, it's self-aware, then that's the next best thing. It's
Mhm.
more, it's a little bit tangible.
This, Eric is saying that this goes with the whole retraining of humanity and the acceptance of life beyond the solid.
Yeah.
Santa Claus for
Oh,
the next generation or the next generation will become an understanding of energy, and then Santa Claus lives forever.
wow. Cool. I just watched this awesome movie called A Boy Called Christmas, about the story of this little boy in Finland that actually does become Santa Claus. Anyway, I'm not asking about that. Is the North Pole, or the idea of the North Pole, a spiritual dimension of existence? And how did that whole idea of the North Pole evolve?
Well, the North Pole is no more of a spiritual dimension than any other place that you stand. everywhere you are can be a spiritual dimension. And so the North Pole became, again, a whisper down the alley. It started in a culture. North Pole is known for reindeer. That's
Mhm.
part of their culture, and
Mhm.
that has become part of the myth that humans have told as reindeer. So it is a very magical, if you will, in terms of global planetary energy. It is a very fast vibrating, vibrant place of energy. Yes, that's the answer.
Oh, that's so cool. Now, I don't know about this one. How did dwarfs, I guess they mean elves, get involved as warehouse workers? And do they have a good health plan? That wasn't the question. I mean, how did that whole idea of the elves, making toys and all that come about?
That's a great question. And Eric's doing this. Yeah, why elves? Why
Well,
elves?
yeah.
Um, Initially, Santa says they were children.
Oh, child labor laws.
And children are low in stature.
Yeah,
And it became this story again that went whisper down the alley. And all of a
yeah.
sudden, the children grew in age, but they didn't grow in stature. And so
Yeah.
it became elves. Um, on the other side of that, there are gnomes, there are fairies, there are elementals. All the elementals are all part of the buzzing around of energy that are creating this feeling of being a helper to Santa.
Well,
So,
is it they're interdimensional beings, right? Are
absolutely.
elves interdimensional? Are they really elves?
Yes. Yes.
Because Icelandic people, I can't remember, they like 98% of them either believe in leprechauns or elves. I can't remember which.
Both. But both
Wow.
are both. There are both.
Oh, wow. Okay. So these help you, this feeling or understanding, raise the vibration of the planet.
Mhm. Absolutely. That's the whole purpose that we were put forth.
Okay.
To take that further, that's the whole reason humanity was created.
Why?
Raise the vibration of the planet,
Oh,
the whole globe.
yeah. If you could change one thing about how Santa is perceived, what would it be?
That people would look beyond the material and look beyond the time frames.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's so important. How do you feel about the way that the holidays become so materialistic? Was this meant to happen before the age of Aquarius could happen?
This is a combination of evolution and a combination of greed and a combination of free will and a combination of a digression away from the light. And as we step away from the light, Erik says, we become more materialistic. We are not as easily gratified. And then it becomes the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Yeah, never satisfied. We're trying to fill a void with material
And
goods.
that was never the way it was meant to be. If Erik says, if you look at the process of evolution and you want to go back to Christmas past, you might have gotten a wrapped up in a cloth string of cranberries. And, that
Yeah.
would have been the greatest thing, since sliced bread, Erik says. But once we learned that we could not have to be satisfied with cranberries, it became the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And then it becomes, I want an Xbox for Christmas because
Yeah.
Santa says parents are doing an injustice or a disservice to their children by letting them understand Christmas from a material perspective. The reason it got associated with Christ and the birth of Christ is because of what the energy of Christ stands for. And this was a way to merge these two significant events and
Right.
expand the love and the compassion of the
It's like
creature.
around the time of the solstice, right? I'm sure that in the
Yes.
solstice, people would give offerings to the whatever, I can't, sun god
Right.
or whatever. And also, and with Christ, the wise men offering frankincense,
Yes.
myrrh, and gold. So is that part of why this tradition developed? What, both of those merged together?
It could, yes, Eric says, yes, it definitely could be. It's not to discount that. It absolutely could be. Again, that's that whole whisper down the
It
alley.
just got out of
Traveling.
hand, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But if you look at the gifts that they brought, they were very, well,
Simple.
they were highfalutin for the time, but very
Mhm.
practical, right?
Right.
And these are things that we want to be transitioning back to. Practical.
Yeah. I love giving gifts though. So, I mean, there's two sides of it. There's a person that, I got to give something because they gave me something, but, and then there's the child, I want this, I want this, I want, but there's also people like me, and there's so many that just love giving.
Mhm. And there's nothing wrong with giving. And Eric says, "V, tell him what you did this morning." And I'm telling you this because Eric and I were talking about this morning. I just made a donation in my niece's name to her favorite animal charity where she volunteers.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
as I was doing that, I was sitting on my couch doing it this morning, and Eric was, as I texted you, Eric was chatting with me, and my heart just went, like, I could feel Santa. I could feel Christmas.
Wow.
And in that moment, Santa just said, in that moment, V became Santa. That's
Oh,
how it
that's
went.
what it feels like. Wow. So, well, the Metis tradition was to always, around Christmas time, and this maybe what you were referring to in 1994, we started a tradition where we would, you know, get right before Santa Christmas, we would go and hand out, buy gloves and jackets and stuff for the homeless, and give it to them. And also we would give to the flora and fauna by decorating a tree out in the country with edibles for the birds and the squirrels and all that stuff. So yeah, it was really important for us, our family, to make the children know that we give. It's giving is so important. But what do you think about the economic effect that Christmas has on the American culture? There's that side of it. People have jobs because of Christmas. I mean, it really does help the economy, and some businesses that keeps them afloat the Christmas season. And so people have jobs so they can feed their families and create shelter, afford shelter for them.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Where it becomes problematic is when we have a sense of entitlement and there's
Yes.
excessiveness around it.
Right. So it's the spoiled brats that,
When everything works in balance, when everything stays in balance, it's all good. We understand that the economy moves because of this consumer, this interaction.
right. Right.
But think about it like this: when we oversaturate the market because it's Christmas time,
Yeah,
we go out of balance.
exactly. For us to be a balance of giving and receiving. Can Santa describe the impact of the holiday season on our collective consciousness? I mean, does it raise, I think we talked about this already. Does it raise the world's vibration, or is it more localized to family units and individuals? That's a great
It
question.
raises, since we are all one, we are in the web of life and we are all interconnected. When the vibration of one is raised, the vibration of the collective is raised. And as there are people, as we know, that don't have or don't even experience Christmas, that they are also recipients of this
Oh,
vibration. It just is the nature and the principle of energy.
that's awesome. Hey, Santa, is it true we give gifts at Christmas because the three wise men gave Jesus gifts for his birthday? So yeah, I mean, we kind of that whisper down the alley thing.
Yep.
Which, oh, I love this one. Which Santa movie comes closest to the truth of Santa?
Eric's laughing because Eric's saying, "Tell her a Christmas story. Tell her a Christmas story." With the bike, where the kid's tongue gets stuck on the post.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
with the kid with the glasses.
Oh, yeah. Right, right, right.
Um, hmm, he's not giving me any one.
Is the one I just named a boy called Christmas? Is that
Well,
maybe one incarnation of Santa? And
well, absolutely, absolutely. It's all
okay.
aspects and pieces of, but he says honestly, there are no Hollywood portrayals
Oh,
to
yeah.
this point
No.
that come close.
Okay. What about the reindeer? Where did that come from?
The reindeer,
Flying and the sleigh and Rudolph and all.
the reindeer are, again, as we know, real creatures. They come from the region that we know as the North Pole,
Yeah.
and they are. So here's what I'm hearing. Way back when, thousands and thousands of years ago, in certain cultures, there were psychedelics that were entered into the picture, meaning people would journey or take trips using these psychedelics.
Like during solstice, it's
Mhm,
fun. Okay.
mhm. And and perhaps what Erik is saying, he's laughing. He said the psychedelics had the reindeer fly.
Oh, cool.
So it then
I
became
bet.
a myth, and it became the legend because reindeer don't fly.
Yes, of course.
Eric's laughing. He says, "Tell them reindeer don't fly."
Can Santa help us here to be able to see our loved ones in spirit, in form, not just orbs for Christmas Day or Christmas Eve?
So this is what I hear. Oh, 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 oh,
Oh,
that's a big ask.
yeah, really. Okay, so no.
If it were that easy, well, in a sense, it is that easy because Santa's saying it's a belief system and it's a use of free will. It's a combination of trust. It's a combination of development. And just because you don't see something, doesn't mean it's not real.
That's right. I mean, I do have a picture of my family, of us all in front of the Christmas tree. And this was, I think, the year after Eric passed. And there's this bright beam of light just from the ceiling to the floor, right between Lucas and Annika, I think.
Yeah. I
So that
mean,
was Eric.
that was it. That's what you're going to see. People also think that, they have to see them as they were in physical reality, the
Yeah.
color of hair, the height, the stature.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
So do you think when the, spirit, vibrates at such a high frequency and our dimension is so much lower, but since the energetic vibration goes up around Christmas Eve, Christmas time, etc., then there's more of an energetic proximity, so we're more likely to see beams of light, orbs, etc.
Absolutely. You nailed it, Santa.
Okay.
You nailed it. Quick story. When I was a little girl, I was about 8 or 9, and I could see out the corner of my bedroom door, and I thought I saw Santa. I mean, I saw Santa. You
Wow.
can't tell me to this day I didn't see Santa. I saw.
Cool.
Everybody was sleeping, and I laid there in bed like this.
I bet.
"Oh, I don't know what to do." So yeah, and I think kids, their vibration off the hook, right?
Yeah.
It's magical. That magic that is kids. Of course they can see Santa.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Hello, Santa. Is it true you are a male energy? And if so, is there a Mrs. Claus, like some sort of female counterpart? God, these people are so amazing. They give the best
Mhm.
questions.
So while my body in most stories presents as masculine, you need to understand that everybody is a mixture of masculine and feminine energy.
Right.
What you perceive to be as masculine, ho ho ho, yeah, that's me. But can I also bake cookies like Mrs. Claus? Can I also nurture the elves? Of course I can. So yes, there is a counterpart to my
Okay.
masculine energy.
Okay, cool. What can we do that would be of most benefit to our spouses and children? I don't know if that's a Christmas Santa question.
what can we do that would be I'm not sure I understand the
I don't
question.
either. What is Jesus's actual birthday?
It's funny because Eric and I were talking about that this morning.
What? Wow.
Weird. Um, and we concluded that no one really knows.
Oh, okay.
And it's not meant to be known. And Eric says that the reason it was put forward, there's a reason it was put forward for December 25th. And he said that's what it is. And
I think it was Christianity wanted to suck some of the energy out of the solstice for the pagans,
well,
right?
and that has some history to do with it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But Eric and I were having this debate this morning about it. And could it be May? Could it be, we were, just, but there,
Yeah.
come to any conclusion.
Okay. Um, do you think other countries have a better grasp on what the solstice means?
Um, it's not about other countries, it's about individuals. And while other countries, individuals in other countries, you can't limit it or define it as a country, or it's individualized, it's a person. So if a collective knows about the solstice in America and then in Germany no one knows about the solstice, it's going to level itself out. So there isn't one over the other that's better or more advanced.
Why did the solstice become such an important time of, worshiping gods or having rituals, etc.? Why did it become such an important thing in pagan culture?
It's about rebirth, and it's about understanding how connected we are. And it's about giving back. And it's also a very humble time to appreciate the um, fragileness of life.
Okay, very interesting. Um, if you have to bring a present to humanity in these times, what would it be, Santa? Oh God, I love that one. Mm.
Awareness, self awareness.
Okay, cool. All right. Do you think this coming Christmas is going to be perceived and experienced by the collective human consciousness in a different way than past Christmases? And if so, how and why?
2020 Christmas was a turning point.
Mhm.
Deeper understanding was had, deeper compassion was had, deeper love for all was had. And the feeling is it won't continue as deeply as it did in 2020. Because once you have something taken away from you,
Yeah.
it becomes all the more special. So what Erik is saying to me now is, again, it's individualized, but some people will go right back into their routines of the hustle and bustle and the me, when last 2020 was about reflection and self-awareness.
When you're locked down,
Yeah.
you tend to reflect more
Yep.
and communicate more with other family members,
Mm-hmm. And
perceive them
appreciate.
deeply, appreciate being alive. That makes
Yep.
sense. All right, last question. It's a really long paragraph, so it could be just a series of questions. What love? Oh no, sorry. Would love to know your thoughts and advice regarding telling your kids that Santa is real, especially in regards to details that might not be true. I accept that he is real in a non-physical presence, but surely it is a lie to tell children that Santa is responsible for their presents when you actually buy the gifts yourself. And surely it's a lie to say that Santa is coming down the chimney or has a secret key, etc., and that he physically delivers the presents to the children only if they have been good children. Or does he just, do you, Santa, just view it as make-believe fun and that it's good for children's imagination and just the fun of it?
So Eric's laughing because he's saying, sounds kind of creepy when you read it like that. Got to
I
key to your house.
know, I know.
Um, So Santa says that there is a balance that needs to happen. And here's what we need to appreciate. Kids have a very vivid, very free-flowing imagination.
Mm.
And so if we are to feed the imagination of our children around Santa Claus, we should continue to allow that imagination to flow free. We should not restrict it, because if we restrict it in one area, it hinders it in all the other areas.
Yeah.
So with regard to what we tell our children, what Christmas is what I said in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's a feeling. And so it might look like this. Tell me about Christmas, little Johnny. What do you understand Christmas to be? Because little Johnny has a very vivid imagination. And do this before your children are exposed to too much traditional,
Yeah.
to too much hype. Ask your kid what Christmas is. Ask your kid what Santa, what I am. And that becomes their definition of what Christmas is. And
That's their truth.
truth that they can carry with them and pass on. This is how we start a new tradition.
Ooh. All right. So let's see. Also, he goes on, or she, I don't know. I think the issue of the good versus bad children is the issue. And also the fact that people in poverty can't afford gifts for their children. How do you use the Santa Claus story to explain why some good kids get nothing?
Well, that's all part of the free will and how people are understanding behaviors and what they're taught. There is no good or bad or right or wrong. If children were taught this in school, that there just is, we wouldn't be judging people. This pair of jeans is better than this pair of jeans, or, you weren't good. So, and again, let's step back, Santa says, to look at cultures where there wasn't much to give. And in the beginning, someone got a bag of coal, and let's say coal was how you heated your house.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love some coal?
That's true.
It all became corrupt by the human understanding and the human use of the definition and word coal.
Well, and they kind of weaponized
Christmas
in a way.
Yeah.
By saying, if you're not good, I'm going to tell Santa I got the hotline to Santa. Yeah. So,
well, because that's a frantic parent looking for some sort of control over their child. And
that's been me sometimes.
I think we've all done it.
Yeah.
We've all done it. But here's the truth. If you want to give the power of control to, give it back and have a dialogue with the kid about what Santa Claus is, and Santa Claus says, well, I am kindness and I am loving and I am benevolent and I am blah, 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 whatever words the kid gives you, you want to emphasize that as the behavior. Yes.
Not as somebody who's going to withhold or something that's going to deny you something because of your, maybe that's judgmental of your behavior.
And we have the naughty or nice list. I mean,
I know.
These are traditions that only we can change.
Yes, and we need to. Any last messages for humanity, Santa?
I love cookies.
I'm making for you every single, and I always, I won't give away my secrets actually, but yes.
Be nice. Be nice, and let's make Christmas be all year long.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, Santa, I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
You too, Miss
Thank you. And Eric, you too. And Miss V at veronicadrake.com. She's a healer. She's a medical intuitive. She practices the emotion code on humans and animals. And of course, she's a wonderful channel. So thank you, Miss V.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
You guys, please hit the notification button. Please subscribe, like it if you did like this. And check out channelingeric.com and check out if you want scalar energy healing. And we have gift certificates too if you want to transform a household of a loved one or help someone. AtlantisScalar.com.
Take care.
Bye.